రవి గారు, హలో రవి గారు,
సార్
మీరు ఒక్కసారి సైన్ అవుట్ చేసేయండి. సారీ, మీరు ఒక్కసారి మీకు రైట్ క్లిక్ చేసి హోస్ట్ పర్మిషన్ నాకు ఇవ్వండి.
ఒక్క నిమిషం సార్.
హలో,
వెయిట్ సార్.
హోస్ట్ పర్మిషన్ రైట్ క్లిక్ చేసి అక్కడ వెంకట్ విఎల్ఆర్ ట్రైనింగ్ మీద మోర్ ఉంటుంది, మోర్ మీదకి వచ్చి మేకే హోస్ట్ కొట్టండి.
1 minute సార్.
పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ అని చెప్పి కనపడుతుంది కదా మీకు?
అవును సార్.
అక్కడ వెంకట్ విఎల్ఆర్ ట్రైనింగ్ అని ఉంటుంది, చూడండి.
హలో.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Who's this? Praveen?
Yes sir.
Okay. Hold on. సో వెంకట్ ఏదో చెప్తున్నారు, మనం మర్చిపోయాం. అంటే కొత్త వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా జాయిన్ అయితే హోస్ట్ చేసుకోమని చెప్పారు. సో చూస్తున్నాను నేను, ఎవరు లేరు ఇక్కడ. ఓకే, రైట్ గైస్. సో జస్ట్ వెయిట్ ఫర్ అ మినిట్ ఆర్ టూ, లెట్స్ సీ దెన్ వి కెన్
రవి గారు
సార్,
మీరు నా దగ్గర విఎల్ఆర్ ట్రైనింగ్ దగ్గర మోర్ మీద క్లిక్ చేసి మేకే హోస్ట్ చేయండి.
ఓకే ఫైన్ సార్.
రైట్, భరత్ జాయిన్ అవుతున్నారు
సార్. నాకు హోస్ట్ ఆప్షన్ ఇవ్వండి సార్.
ఇస్తున్నానండి, ఒక్క నిమిషం. రత్న వచ్చి వెళ్ళిపోయినట్టున్నారు సార్. స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేయండి సార్.
ట్రై చేశాను బట్
ఇచ్చాను సార్, ఇచ్చాను చూడండి సార్.
వచ్చిందండి. Okay, we'll wait for 2-3 minutes, then we'll start. Okay, guys. So I can see here as a participant, Shravan, Ravi, and Yeshwadam. Right. Anybody else is joining? I'm not sure. So okay. So let me wait for a minute or two, then we can start. I think we can start now. But still, I think maybe one or two may join a little bit late. Just wait for a minute, max to max 2 minutes, then we can start, Ravi. Ravi and Shravan. Okay. So can you say something? Are you able to hear me, Ravi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you able to see my screen also?
It's fine, sir.
No, are you able to see my screen or not? I mean, if
Yes,
you're
sir. It's
okay,
fine.
okay, thank you. Okay, we can start now. I think that is better. So by any chance it is getting recorded or anybody? Okay, so it's getting recorded. Okay, so guys, my name is Chandra. I'll be the instructor for the session. So I had nearly 13 years of technical experience in IT industry. So this is all about me, and I'm not a kind of full-time trainer. I'll be working as a kind of real-time professional in one of the MNC, and out of my interest, I'll be delivering these trainings also. Right. So here I can see I have only 3 participants as of now. Maybe the people will may join in the future. So in meantime, can you just try to explain about yourself so that I'll understand what level of knowledge you have, right? So I just need your name and your, if you're working any technology, so what kind of technology you're working and what is your total number of years of experience. Can you do that quickly?
Okay, sir.
Hi Chandra, good evening. This is
Yeah, hi,
Shravan.
Sharon. Good evening, Sharon. Go ahead.
I do have 4 years experience in UI technologies.
Excellent.
Now I
Okay.
want to shift my career to AWS
Okay.
because so everyone is asking the AWS is it is like a MS Office and MS Word like that.
Right.
Same like that. So that's why I have to learn and if I want to move to AWS cloud.
Yeah. Understand.
What are the prerequisites and can I
Fine.
learn?
I'll tell you about it. Yeah. Hi, Kumar. Okay. In meantime, Ravi, can you just go ahead? Ravi
Yes,
or
yes. Hi, sir. This is
hi.
Ravi.
Mhm.
Actually, I have a 2+ experience as a network engineer in Vodafone Idea. So I want to shift to my career to AWS admin. It is relevant to networking. So I want to start a career in IT as a AWS certified associate.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you. So one more candidate. Yeshwadam.
Sir, good evening.
Yeah. Hi. Good evening.
Yeah, hi, sir. And I'm into e-commerce, sir. I'm into e-commerce industry. As a freelancer, I'll design websites in WordPress. So to host websites, I would like to learn AWS sir, because I don't have any idea on Amazon Web Service.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
So
Thank
we
you.
can rely on AWS. Huh? That is the reason I would like to learn that.
Excellent. Thank you. And how about, okay, Kumar has disconnected. Okay, fine. So here I can see there is no fresher. That is clear, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody is having some technical experience.
Yes, yes.
That's fine. That's fine. So you guys have saved my time so that we don't need to talk about very basics again. So fine, right? So fine. Okay, let me explain to you. So here I can see. Okay, Ravi, which skill set you are working? So I think somebody is Shravan. You are as a UI developer,
Yeah,
and and kind of Isupadam is a web technologist. Ravi, how about you, Ravi? I think, sorry, I just forgot.
he's a network engineer, sir. He said that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. You told me that you have 4 years of experience in networking. Okay. So how about other one, like, who is having here? Bharat? Hey, hi, Bharat and Srinivas. There are two people that joined. Let me interact with them as well, then we'll start. This just joining, not sure about the issue. Okay, Bharat and Srinivas, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Srinivas, my name is Chandra. I'll be the instructor for this session. Okay. I had
Yeah,
nearly total 14 years of experience. I can say it's 13 plus now. Okay. I have nearly 5 years of teaching experience also. Okay. So,
yeah.
can I get your introduction about like you, what you're doing right now, and what kind of skill set you have? Okay.
I have Java knowledge. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. So in Java,
I
how many
have
years of
I have knowledge on C and Java technology.
how many years of experience you have?
No experience at all.
Sorry.
I'm still learning. I'm not
So
having any experience.
simple, Srinivas. So you don't have any technical experience. You don't have any
Yeah,
work experience at all,
yeah.
right? Then at least tell me like what kind of graduation you have, when you have completed.
Yeah, MCA. I completed in 2018.
Fine. So 2018 you completed.
So, yeah, 2 years gap I have.
Right. So what you have to do as a fresher, as an MCA guy, right? This is a kind of advice. When someone asks something, just like to give in your introduction, whatever you know, you should be able to speak sometime, like a minute or two, right?
Yeah,
That we should habituate. Okay.
yeah,
So that so that I'll get at least your energy, right? Everybody 5 years, 10 years experience, guys. That is different. But as an fresher, you should be more energetic. Okay, fine. I'm just saying casually. So Bharat, are you able to hear us?
yes.
Not you, Srinivas. Bharat. There is a candidate called Bharat. He joined in the session. I'm just checking with him. Bharat, are you able to hear us? Okay, I think he had some technical issues. Okay, finally, Ravi, we got one kind of fresher, right? So we have to make him also
Yes, sir.
understand. So, Srinivas,
Yeah, tell me.
okay. So, as a beginner of any of the technologies, right? So we have so many applications is running in the world, right? Like
Yeah.
Flipkart, the mobile apps which are using it, like Google Pay or Phone Pay, right? Facebook. Like this, there are so many applications are running in the market, right? So in these many applications is running, it means you are not running anything in your mobile. You're just using it, using internet, right? But basically, it is running somewhere in the world. To run that particular servers, to run that particular applications, in the background, there is a servers is required. Got it? Right? There is a server is required. That server should have an IP address. That server should have a physical location where it's located. Right? All these things, that physical location, we'll call it as a data center.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, hope you are aware of these things, right? Like, what is
Yes,
IP address, what is data center, and all of that stuff, right?
yes, sir.
So as a technical guys, other people, so every person, I mean, like every engineer, based on your technology, you might have a different objective, right? So like, system admin will have a different role, and as a Java developer, you have a different role, and maybe test engineer, somebody is playing in a different role. As a network engineer, you are playing in a different role. But what is our common objective for everyone? Can somebody able to answer it? Try to be an interactive, guys. So what I'm trying to say, when you're supporting for any of the customer, as a technical guy, based on your technology, you have a different goal. You have a different objective, right? I'm trying to say you have a different target to achieve. But as a customer, right, we are all working for the same client. So in this case, what could be your common objective? If you're not understanding your question, tell me, I'll try to explain.
To satisfy the client.
Excellent, right? So technically,
Create a
let's
good
suppose you are a
application, sir,
network
without
engineer.
bugs.
Sorry. Please go ahead. You said something, I stopped for you, right? Don't stop it again. Just go ahead, whatever you tried.
No, sir.
What? No, man. Whatever you say. Just speak out. No problem. I'm waiting for you, right?
To give
We have
the
to
client.
deliver a good application without
I did get you.
work
Without?
free applications, sir.
Okay,
Hello.
I'll talk to you. Maybe I'm not able to hear you. You're saying something.
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead. Yes, sir. Please tell me. If not, at least be an ideal. I'll talk to. You're saying something, but I'll not be able to capture it. Okay, shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So what is my question is, as a technical guy, you have a different objective, right? Let's suppose somebody has mentioned like Ravi as a network engineer. So his
Yeah.
main focus to maintain the network properly,
Yes, sir.
right? And somebody has mentioned like an UI developer, right? So your role is different and your target is different. What you have to achieve that is different. But as a customer, right? What they expect, whether Ravi is working properly or Srinivas is working properly or Yesupadam is working properly, they don't have an idea. They don't want to know all these things, right? I
Yeah.
mean, they should know it, but their main objective is to maintain that application should be working properly. That is what they target. Understand now,
Yes.
right? So in the background, you might have configured a server. Server should have an IP address,
Yes.
right? And you have a data center.
Yeah.
All this stuff is different. But finally, what I want to achieve, whether I will be able to achieve it or not. Got it? That
Yeah.
is what only I'll focus. Got it? So as a customer, my target is to make sure my application should be up and running. That is what I want to achieve.
Yeah.
To do that, in the background, what people are doing, let's suppose if you visit any of the ATMs, I mean, normally when you're trying to withdraw the money, you might have seen many times in your life, there is a server down, right?
Yeah.
Even in rural villages also, people will use this word very generic, right? So when the money is not coming out, they say like, no, server money, like in a server down, right? They don't know what is server, what technology it is, nothing. but they used to speak, okay, server down. Got it? Because that thing they can be able to see in the screen, right? They are not a technical guys and all. Even
Yeah.
I can say here, like Ravi and Srinivas, the people who are working in 4 or 5 years, by any chance, I mean, I think I'm sure everybody is having a bank account, right?
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
the account which you are using, it might be an ICICI or HDFC, whatever the account you're talking about. So do you know anything about your bank? I mean, your bank is using which technology, where they are located,
No, sir.
what kind of operating system they are using it,
No, sir.
right? Because you are keeping your money, right?
Yes.
But it
Right?
is back-end operation. They won't tell.
Even they don't tell you that is a different thing. But as an engineer, when we are working in IT industry, we never try to know that.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
At least you
Yes.
didn't Google it. Correct?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Right? Normally, as a technical engineer, if you don't know anything, you'll be Googling. Right?
Yeah.
Similar, yeah.
Generally, the ATMs they are using Microsoft XP
No,
operating system.
I'm not telling like you have not tried or something. It's our mistake. But
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say, our mind is tuned like that,
Yeah. We don't.
right? Basically, let's suppose you are going for a trip for a 1 day or on a 1 weekend, right? For a
Yeah.
new place. How much time you will spend on a Google? At least 10-15 minutes you will spend on a Google, right? At least how to go there or where I
Yeah.
can stay, right?
Yeah.
What is the best place? What is the reviews has been written on it or not, right?
Yeah.
But every month we are getting at least 30-40,000 as a salary, and our parents are in money, and all our property sales, buying, whatever the money transaction we are keeping in the bank. But we never tried that bank is using which operating system, right?
Yeah.
Which storage it is, which physical mission they are, where they kept their data center. By any chance, tomorrow I have to pay my money to other people, right? I have to go and withdraw the money by 10
Mm.
lakh rupees. Is it my bank will be available or not? We'll see only whether it's work or not, if it's a
Yeah.
holiday or not. But
Yeah.
we don't think about whether server will work or not.
Yeah.
Got it? What I'm trying to say here, I'm not focusing everyone like you have not done anything or something. Our mind is tuned like that because as a customer, you'll be expecting only the end result,
Yeah.
right?
Only services.
Right? Whether I'll be able to
Yes,
get the
sir.
money or not. You're
Yeah.
not thinking how it has been built and all,
Yeah.
right? Even we don't think about our companies where we are working. There was some internal data,
Yeah.
correct? If you're working for one project through the Infosys or wherever you joined, right? But all Infosys people, all Wipro people, also they have some database, right? Like they have a salaries related stuff, all the employees, a database, right?
Revenue.
Their attendance, their project, their resumes, right? This kind of also data is there. Got it? To maintain all
Yes.
your time sheets, okay? And everyone will have a laptop. In the laptop, you have a shared drive, not on a physical drive.
Yeah.
You have in a laptop, you have a shared drive.
Share drive.
All these things are also a kind of company again, right? Right? Whoever is having a laptop, you are charging from the customer for that. Your project is going to charge to the customer. You know that, right? So let's suppose Wipro or Infosys, any company, they will be creating like two companies. One is service oriented and another one is hardware oriented. So from the hardware oriented company, will will give a quotation to the your client, which client you are working. So in this project, I have a 20 resources. In these 20 resources, we are going to give a laptop for every engineer. So each and every laptop will cost you, 4,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees in a month. Got it? Like
Yeah.
this, they will be getting the money. So what I'm trying to say, they are trying to segregate the business. Similarly, any of the customer, like Vodafone or any bank, their main focus is to improve their customer base. Or they don't think in the background how the server has to be built, who will work on the technology part, right? That is the reason all accounts are getting outsourced. Got it? As a technical guys, we are learning and we are growing to increasing our skill set to provide a best solution to the customer, right? But as a bank people, what they will try to do? How to convince the new customer, how to open an n number of accounts, how can we provide n number of products to the existing customers, and how can we attract to the new customers. That is what they focus. Got it? So what I mean to say here, as a customer, they'll be looking for to their application should be available. But as a technical guy, what we have to make sure that the application to be available always, we have to think about the technology part. Got it? So when it comes to the technology part, as a technical guy, when you are running any application with any of the server, in very olden days, when I'm talking about, I'm not talking about cloud or anything. I'm talking about very olden days. In these days, there is a physical server. There is no virtual or there is no cloud previously. Okay, we have only a physical server. When you have a physical server only, what will happen? Your entire resources, I mean, in your physical machine, what are the resources you have? Like how much CPU, how much memory you have. Everybody knows, right? What is CPU, what is memory?
Yeah.
Right? So one
Yes.
mission, you might have a 10 GB RAM, somewhere you might have a 20 GB RAM, somewhere you might have a 50 GB RAM. But how much CPU, how much memory you have, it doesn't matter. You are allowed to run only a single application if there is a physical server. I think it's clear now.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? But after
Right.
few years, what happened? Technology has been moved to the next level. It means you got a virtualization. Got it? If you see here, in previous days, we have only a physical server. Using this entire physical server, you are allowed to run only one application.
Yes, sir.
Got it? So later on, it has been moved to next level. That is called virtualization.
Virtual.
So before virtualization, let's suppose when you're running within one particular, what I can say, physical server, if you wanted to run any application, so by any chance, you'll be able to give a guarantee to the customer, your application won't go offline by any chance,
We cannot give, sir.
right? You can't be able to give a guarantee to the customer because this is one physical machine. So at any reason, this may goes down, right? It might be a manual, it might be technical or any other stuff. So what we have to do, we have to keep two different servers to provide the service.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
So if we keep two different servers, what will happen? If your server server 1 goes down, you have a server 2 provide a service.
Yeah.
So, but what will happen here? Your charges will become more.
Yeah.
Got it? Let's suppose one physical server for you, it's cost for you 10 lakh rupees. When you're talking about two servers, obviously your
20
cost
lakhs.
is getting doubled. So
Yeah.
you'll be investing like 20 lakh rupees, but we are running single application only,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So guys, whoever has newly joined, we are just started. We have not gone for, I'm just talking about some basics. I'll come back to you. Okay. So what will happen here? When you're running multiple servers, your cost is getting increased, right? But you are serving a single client only, not multiple.
Yeah.
Got it? Now, can you able to give a guarantee to the customer in this case? Let's suppose you are running in two servers. So it means you are allowed to, you have a backup of the mission.
Yeah.
Got it? You understand, I guess. You have this is your primary server you have, then you have one more server here. So in this case, if server 1 goes down, you have a server 2.
Yeah.
Is running a run. So then can you give a guarantee to the customer?
No.
Yeah, it's not if it is compared to the previous example, we can give in some extent level,
Yeah.
but not 100%.
Yes.
Right? Because the reason behind on it, there is a logic. Let's suppose you have a 2 servers, it is
Yes.
running. One goes down, you have another one. Maybe if I say no here also, you may say like, okay, I'll keep it in 4 servers. Shall I
Yeah.
give? Yes, you can do that. Even if you keep 4 servers or 10 servers in a single data center, that is not the right approach again. Right? So when
Yes.
you keep so many servers in a single physical data center, that is not the right approach.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do? We have to create a disaster recovery data center. I mean, we have to create an alternative data center somewhere in the world. That we'll call it as a disaster recovery data center. Clear? So why we have to build disaster recovery data center? How we can build it? So it means as you build your primary data center, similarly, you have to set up your secondary data center somewhere in the world. So your cost is getting double now. Got it? Previously, for the redundancy point, we have focused on the server part, only a single server part. That is the reason we kept one more server as a backup. Now, we are focusing on the data center part. I mean, within a data center, what are the things we have? Got it? In a single data center, how many servers you have, what are the stuff you have, that you are trying to replicate. So, your data center cost is getting double now.
Yes.
Right? So let's assume you have invested in a 50 crore rupees in one of the data center, then you are going to replicate that. So your cost is getting doubled. Okay. So the cost is going to be in 100 crores now. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So okay, now you are doing all these things. If you have a single data center, still you are not allowed to, I mean, you don't have a guarantee to provide an 100% guarantee to the customer. But when you keep in a secondary data center, yes, you can do that. Because let's assume 2 servers in data center 1. There are another 2 servers in data center 2.
2.
All 4 servers is providing a service to the single client. Got it? So
Yeah.
when you are running in a 4 servers to run a single application, if server 1 goes down, you have a server 2. Right? If server 1 and 2 also goes down, you have a server
Server 3 and 4.
Right? So what I mean, if one data center goes down by any reason, it might be a fire or any other accident, or maybe
Technical
a network
issue.
technical
Your
issue,
issue.
any user
What-
issues, right?
Whatever
Any
maybe.
manual mistake, or maybe there are some reasons like an earthquake, kind of
Yeah.
natural calamities,
Yeah.
like floods, right? So during this, any of the reasons, your data center may go down, right? To avoid these kind of situations, we have to build your secondary data server, secondary data center. That we'll call it as a disaster recovery data center. Are you
Yeah.
getting my point now?
Yes,
So
sir.
when you're going to build your disaster recovery data center, you have to keep so many things in your mind. First thing, where you set up your data center, it should be a kind of replica. And second one, the most important thing, it doesn't mean that suppose in Chennai, I set up my primary data center. In Chennai itself, within a kilometer or maybe in the second floor, I'll be keeping my disaster recovery data center. That is not the actual disaster recovery data center, right? So when you're talking about disaster recovery data center, you have to look for exact opposite to your primary location. Let's suppose there is in the rainy season, it may floods, it may occur in Chennai. That is your
Yeah.
primary data center. So when you're building a secondary data center, that area should not get affected by floods. Okay?
Yeah.
Like this, you have to identify the place. Or similarly, let's suppose in the month of August, there was a floods in Chennai, right? The same month, in the August month, where should not be a rainy season. Got it? That kind of environment you have to identify. It might be somewhere in the world, it will be there. Okay?
Okay.
So by any reason, if something goes wrong also, in one data center, you have another data center to provide a service, so that we can provide a continuous service to the customer. Got it? As a customer, I'm not bothered about all these things. I'm saying, so technology is your part. Just let me know how you can be able to provide a better service and how much I have to pay,
Yeah.
right? So that is only I have to focus. but ultimately business is mine. But the technology is yours, right? How you are going to provide. Okay, so clear now? So what I'm trying to say here, guys, these are all the very basics. Without knowing this, if you go in the further classes, you may get confused, or maybe you really won't feel what is the advantages we have if you directly start learning on AWS. That is the reason I used to explain all these things first day, then we'll go ahead and we'll start, because we used to speak at least more than a month, right? So
Yeah.
we can slowly run all other things, but you should know the basic things. Okay, after this, I think Srinivas, somebody has mentioned you are now fresher, the kind of experience, I mean like an MCA guy. So after this, technology has been moved to the next phase, that is called a virtualization. So before virtualization, what is the problem? When you wanted to run two applications, you should have two different servers.
Yeah.
But here, I mean, two different physical servers. But once the virtualization has entered in the market, what we can do, using virtualization technology, you are allowed to move, I mean, you're allowed to create n number of virtual servers within your physical server. This is all about disaster recovery data center setup. Okay, I think you understand. Anything, guys, if you're not understanding anything, you just say simply, I'll try to elaborate more. Okay, let's suppose this is a physical server. Earlier, you are allowed to run only one application. Now, using virtualization, what you can do, you are allowed to create multiple virtual machines within your physical machine. Clear now? So in this case, here you can run one application. Here also you can run one more application. Here also you can run one more application, like this. Right? As we discussed, if you have a 10 GB RAM in your laptop, that you can define. I mean, you can assign it. When you are going to assign it, it doesn't mean you have to equally distribute. Somewhere you can give only 1 GB. Somewhere you can give 2 GB. Somewhere you can give 5 GB. However it is. Clear? So based on the hardware dependency and hardware model, how many servers I can build here, that we should take care of it. That will be differ basically, hardware to hardware. Let's suppose in IBM, there is a machine called Power, I mean like Power Machines. You can create 128 machines in the beginning. Now later on, they have moved that to 256 servers, then 512 servers, then now it is 1024 virtual machines you can create within a single physical machine. Clear now? But here also, there are some challenges. So when you try to compare in your previous example and the current virtualization example, you feel like advantage, right? Because you no need to buy so many physical machines. When you are buying so many physical machines, obviously, you have to look for a bigger place to keep all this stuff, right? So your real estate, I mean, the rent cost is going to be high. Your maintenance also will be in high. Your power bill and everything will be high. But when you were talking about now virtualization, what will happen? Your cost is drastically getting reduced. Clear, guys?
Yeah, yes.
Right. So mainly the rent part will be reduced.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't require in a very big buildings now.
Yes.
Because in a single physical machine, you are allowed to create hundreds of machines. But here, why we are talking about a cloud again? We already have a virtualization, but why we are talking about a cloud? Any technology, there are some challenges. Then only we are going to search for the new option or best option, right? It might be a performance issue, or it might be a, what is the other reason? Money issue, the cost issue. Got it? So to make you understand, the service, I think you are providing one service to the customer, or you are getting a service from me, right? And you are going to pay for me in every month and 1 lakh rupees. I'm going to provide some service to you. But later on, right, Ravi has come to you, he's saying, whatever Chandra is doing right now, similar kind of job I can perform for you. I'm like a similar service I can provide for you. but just pay for me only 90,000 instead of 1 lakh. But I'm new to this environment, so I can give only 90% of the performance. So will you be happy?
No, not at all.
Right? So even though you are getting in a reduced cost, right? You are getting a less price, but still you are not compromised. Right? And
Yes,
somebody
sir.
is saying, okay, so whatever you are paying to Chandra right now, 90,000 or 1 lakh rupees. Okay, pay for me the same amount of money. I can give a better performance to you. Right? If you are paying 1 lakh previously, pay for me only 90,000, but my performance will be like, you feel like 120%. I mean, the speed and everything. You'll be happy now.
Yes.
Yeah, will.
So obviously what you're trying to do here, whenever you'll be able to reduce your cost also, you're not focused on it. You'll be focused on your
Performance.
Service.
right? Service or performance and
Yes.
your application availability.
Mhm.
That is what you're focusing.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So
Yes.
this is all the basic story, guys. I mean, if you're not interested or if you're getting bored or something, let me know. I'll keep on moving. Okay. Basically, I want to go with very slowly so that everyone will be able to catch it. Okay, why I'm talking about all these things? Even though you have a virtualization, you have some issues,
Yeah.
right? Because the cost and all of the stuff, and that is a different thing. But when you have a physical mission, you can launch on a 500 servers or 120 servers, whatever it is. But after that, let's suppose in one mission, you can create 128 physical missions. Sorry, one physical mission, you will be able to create 128 virtual
100.
mission.
Yes.
You did that. After that, your application team is requesting for you to create one more virtual mission.
Yeah.
Think about and answer me here. So your physical mission max limit is 128 virtual missions. You have already crossed that limit. I mean, you already reached that limit. Okay. Now, as the application team, I'm not aware about the infrastructure which you are running right now, but you requested for me to create one more instance. Understand?
Yes.
So you are in a system admin, I am a developer. So I don't know about the infrastructure. I just requested for you to create one more virtual
One more
machine.
machine.
Right. How can you do that now? Will you able to do that or not? What is your call now? What you can say? So basically, it is not possible because we don't have the resources and a mission.
Yeah.
Right. But when I'm trying to say the same example, sometimes people will argue with me. I can go ahead and delete the existing mission. I can create a new one. Right, guys, we are not the business owners. We are just engineers. So we should not take any decision to terminate anything. Right. So our application team, our customer has to be confirmed. So until that time, you have to think you don't have a resource. So when you don't have a resource with you, what do you have to do? You have to talk to your superiors, like your managers, your service delivery managers. Then request has to move to the customer, right? Through your service delivery manager. So that they will talk to themselves and they'll talk to their internal teams and everyone. They'll talk to their finance team and all of the stuff. Once everybody is agreed, they are going to arrange a new physical mission. So basically, they have to order a new product for you. And even when you are going to order a product, they'll try to see, okay, so whatever the mission we are running, the similar kind of mission we have to buy, or in future our business is going to be expand. So shall I go ahead and buy a new mission or latest mission? Something like this. Like this, they'll do all the calculation and they'll buy. So do you think how many days it will take?
No idea, sir.
Okay, excellent. At least you responded. That is for me. That is equal for me. Okay. So what I mean to say, it may take week or 10 days or 15 days sometime. That's depending on the project and the speed and the vendor.
Yes, sir. Continue. Please continue.
Okay, understand, right? So that's depending on the customer. It may take the timing. It might be vary. But even when they order, when you got the product, it is not easy for you to build everything. Again, it will take at least a week time.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have to configure the network, storage, and all other stuff is required. So it takes a lot of, obviously, it will take a time. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. So even though you have these many things in the market right now, this is the challenge you had, right? To get a new virtual machine, it's a bit difficult for you. Got it? Maybe if you argue with me, you can get it. But when you need a mission, only one virtual mission, what you are trying to do? You are going to buy a new physical mission. How much money you are investing? Right?
A lot of money.
Lot of money you'll be investing, right? So actually, you don't require to do that.
Yeah.
And you don't have to wait this much time.
Yeah.
Right? So like this, we have these many challenges in a physical IT infrastructure because everything you have to buy and you have to build yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And when you're trying to buy a new physical machine, and the previous setup example, what we discussed, to run a single application, we are keeping 4 servers.
Yeah.
Similarly, this time also you have to go and buy 4 physical machines, right? So your machine is 10 lakhs basically. Now you are going to invest 40 lakhs to buy 4 machines.
Yeah.
And where you are going to keep these 4 machines? So every machine, every room, like space where you have data center, that is also getting occupied. Your power bill getting increased and everything you are doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, you gave me an application, you gave me a server for me, and within 2 days or 3 days, I just confirmed. Okay, I did my testing. I don't require this server anymore. Got it now?
So come again, sir.
So you gave me a physical, one virtual machine. You have
Yeah.
struggled a lot to discuss with all these teams, and finally you made a new server and you give it to me.
Yeah.
I also did my testing, and after 2 days, I confirmed. Okay, I did my testing. I found that there is a similar server is already there with us.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't require this server anymore now. So in this case, what you can do? Maybe you say like I can destroy the server, I can decommission,
Yeah.
I can terminate all the stuff. But
Yes.
all these things you can do it technically in a virtual machine.
Yeah.
But what you can do in the physical machine, right? Whatever the money you invested, like 40 lakhs, and you got enough 4 machines, what you can do? You can't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Right? And you can't throw them out.
Yeah.
Got it? You feel like I may need this in the future because you invested the money.
Yeah.
You can't keep it in a stop mode, and you have to run those things, right? So like this, if you do everything, your power bill will be generating, your space is getting utilized, right? But you're not utilizing your server properly, right? Even if you want to give it to back to the servers to vendor, they won't take it. Like this, there are so many challenges in a physical IT infrastructure also. I just listed out here, right? So that is the reason technology is moving to the cloud. You understand now why I explained almost 30 minutes to discuss all these things?
Yes, sir. Fine.
Everywhere there are some challenges. To meet that only we are going for a new product, right? So now, if you want to become a cloud service provider, anybody wants to become a cloud service provider, they have to follow some characteristics. Then only they will call it as a cloud service provider. So coming to Amazon, right? So they are providing, there is like as we just discussed, like they have to provide 6 to 7 characteristics. Similarly, all these things is provided by Amazon, then only they will call it as Amazon as a cloud service provider, right? Because as you see, like previously also we have a Microsoft. When we know the laptop or computer, there is a Microsoft, like from 1980s somewhere. Got it?
Yeah.
But there is no Microsoft Azure before AWS. It's a new product, right? We know the Google from the many years, but there is no Google Cloud in the beginning. Still, it is not yet popular, right? But when it's compared to do that, Amazon, there is not at all an IT company in the beginning. They are a online bookseller. It's a kind of e-commerce website in the beginning. Got it? So, but even though they are able to meet this requirement, they will be able to provide all these 6 characteristics. Then that is the reason they'll call it as a cloud service provider. So what are those things? We'll see first. First thing, as a customer, you no need to buy or build anything. As a service provider, they are going to keep everything to be ready for you. It means there is no capital expenditure for you. Correct? As a customer, you no need to buy a servers. You just start using it and you can pay the money at the end of the month. So there is no capital expenditure for you. And whenever you need any servers, it is like an on-demand, anything like self-service. And if you need in a storage, that will be an unlimited storage, right? Then similarly, like an auto scaling, email as a service, notification as a service, right? All this stuff. Clear now, at least?
Yeah, fine.
Any of the customer, they have to provide these many services, then only you'll call it as a cloud service provider, right? It doesn't mean like you are running an IT company from last 100 years, you'll be called as a cloud service provider. No. Similarly, the example which I'm using it, IBM. IBM is having a more than 100 plus years of company, but they are not the cloud service provider because you have to follow all these characteristics, then only you'll call it as a cloud service provider. Clear now, at least?
Yes, yes.
So somebody has asked like, what is the prerequisites for this? So previously we have these many teams, guys, for everything. Again, L1, L2, L3 kind of stuff. But here it's not like that. It is going to be wind up, right? As an engineer, so as an AWS engineer, you can do many things. So as of now, we have seen the challenges of IT infrastructure, like physical IT infrastructure. And obviously, when we are moving to the new product or when you're going to upgrade anything, in that product also you have some advantages, right? So similarly, these are the top 10 advantages of cloud computing. If you're thinking to go with a cloud computing, what are the advantages we have? First thing, less or no capital expenditure. You no need to invest anything as a capital expenditure. Clear now? And pay as you go model. So you no need to pay anything in advance. Just start using the service without paying anything. And at the end of the month, you'll be billed. And even your billing also, it is not like you'll be charged more, right? You'll be charged only, sorry, I think you're getting my screen sharing, right?
No, yes, sir.
Okay. So you'll be getting the bill at the end of the month, only whatever you have used.
So please share your screen, sir.
Sir, I couldn't able to see your screen.
1 second, guys. I think something exit minimized video. Are you getting it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
So you're not paying anything every month. You'll be billed only your actual utilization. Let's suppose if you launch any server and you have run only 1 hour in entire month. So it doesn't mean you'll be billed for an entire month. You'll be billed for only 1 hour.
1 hour.
Right? So let's suppose you have run that in every day 1 hour. So you'll be billed for 30 days, 30 hours. Got it? And you have launched the server, you have launched for 1 day and continuously, then after that you have not done it. Okay? So you'll be billed only for your actual utilization. That's what they're trying to say. And that too, the number of hours you'll be billed. Shared resources. When there is a physical server with you, you'll be responsible for everything, all the cost. But here, Amazon has arranged a data center and all other stuff to all the customers. So you will not be billed for everything. Okay? So you will be billed only your utilization. So that physical machine cost is getting shared with many people. Hope you understand that.
Yes.
Right. So even you can use the cab example right now. Previously, when you want to travel from one place to another place, you have to buy a car. But nowadays, initially you are buying a car, then after that you'll be taking car in a lease, like a monthly. Then you don't need to go for a monthly, you can go for an only daily. Then you don't need to take it on a daily also. You can just simply book a cab wherever you want from your home to office or home to airport, wherever it is, you can travel it. So you're not thinking about any other thing like renewal of the insurance and all other stuff. Nothing you're not thinking. You're just paying on a kilometer base. But what is happening nowadays? Even in the transport also, you just need to allow someone to travel along with you so that your cost is getting shared. That is called a shared ride. Clear now? Everybody is aware of it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Similar kind of things you can be able to understand in a cloud computing also. I'll tell you. And dynamic scaling. So any of the system admin here, can you just tell me how much time it will take to build any server or to launch any server? Maybe you're not aware of it because I can't see anyone as a system admin here. So do you think at least 1 hour, the least?
Yes.
Create a
Yes.
new server to assigning IP address for that,
Yeah.
assigning the storage, right? Keeping the
More
right
than 1 hour.
network. So it will take a lot of time basically, but I'm just giving an example like in a 1 hour. Okay.
Yeah.
But in the AWS, we can do that in a fraction of seconds.
Oh.
Okay. Even in your OS installation also can be done now. Everything within max to max 2 minutes. Even if you're not aware of the technology, you're trying to do one by one, it will take 2 minutes. Understand, right? If I'm going
Yes.
to explain everything to you and I'll be doing it, also it will take 2 minutes. If I'm not going to explain anything, I can do it right away. It will take in a fraction of seconds only. So less deployment time, like easy to manage. Like this, there are some stuff. As I mentioned right now, previously, these are the 6 characteristics we should have. Then only you'll be able to call it as a cloud service provider. Okay. So in AWS, we have like an IaaS, like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. These kind of services we have. Right. So let me conclude. I don't want to run so much of time so that you'll get bored. Now to run this technology, to learn this technology, we don't require to have any specifications in your laptop, like how much CPU, how much memory, like internal storage, nothing, right? It just required a Google Chrome or any of the browser, and it should have a internet connectivity, the laptop, so that Amazon is giving a feasibility to everyone to connect the Amazon data centers, like Amazon infrastructure, I can say, so that you can directly talk to them. Got it, guys? So like this, you can create your account so that you'll be able to see everything and all the services. Then you can do the practice directly here itself. So
Oh.
to do this, Amazon is giving a free tier account for everyone. aws.amazon.com/free. So in this URL, here you're allowed to create account. Just click create a free account. Then here you have to provide your debit card, credit card details and all other stuff. Then your account will be created. See any chart window? I'll put this in the chart for everyone. So when you're going to do this, basically you have to enter your debit card or credit card details. So based on the country which you selected when you're trying to create your account, obviously select your home location only. But when you're trying to do that, it will charge you only 2 rupees if you're from India. And people from US, by any chance anybody has joined, so it will be deduct from you $1. But within a day, you'll get that money back. It's a kind of just a verification process. The bank account details which you provided correct or not. That's it. Right? It was a conditional free account. So they'll give some conditions. There are some limitations. Until that limit, if you use, that will be free. If you cross that limit, then only it will charge you. So just everyone start creating your account. We can do the practice and we can see all the stuff in this account. And apart from this course, these are the services we are going to talk about. Each and every service I have a documentation, right? I'll be sharing that with everyone. Now, apart from that, these many documents have been prepared for the technology, right? Let's suppose this is one of the service called EC2. This is the documentation which we had, right? Everything. So like this, we'll be sharing everything, like all the documentation you'll get, all the recordings also will be get stored, and you'll be able to get everything. Okay. So any other questions from anyone here as of now?
No, sir, it's fine.
What kind of role we will do after completing this course?
Yeah, the role will be differ from company to company. Basically, you'll call it as a cloud administrator, right?
Cloud admin.
Yeah. Someone will say like AWS admin, someone will say only cloud admin, right?
Okay.
Designations are very, very vary in the company side. Okay. Because it's new technology. Somebody is giving like, previously also we have, right? Like Windows admin, Linux admin, junior admin, senior admin. Similar environment has started now. Okay. So however they want, they will call it now. But technically you are a cloud administrator in this.
Even without experience, also we did a job on this. Or any prior experience they will require.
Okay, you're talking about, is there any prerequisites to learn this course?
Prior experience before this.
It is not required basically. It is not required. I'll tell you why it is. Because let's suppose somebody is in a Linux experience, right? He also has to learn other things, right? So similarly, when you don't know anything, he'll be learning one more technology extra. As of now, in the industry, people are working one technology and they'll be learning for other things now. Guys, please, can you just try to reduce in the background noise somewhere? Yeah. Okay, all the IT employees can be learn this course. Don't worry about much.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Sir, how many years of experience I can claim by learning this course?
At least you can put like 4 to 5 years.
Okay. Means I have only 5 years of experience in UI. Can I keep 3 years?
Yeah,
2
you can
years
do that.
UI and 3.
Yeah, just see like how many companies you switch in between, right? Let's suppose you are on the 5 years in the same company, then you have to put in a 2 different project. Internally, I just moved the project for this technology. And if you have changed the companies, any chance? So at least we can focus the new company. I'll be working on this technology right now like that. Anyway, these kind of questions, you have anything, you just give me a call and I'll explain, because the session is getting recorded. You can talk to Venkat, then we'll be connecting. Okay, so any other questions?
Yeah, as a developer, we will put the project, but as the admin, what kind of experience we will show as experience to get?
I'll tell you. I'll show you when we are going to discuss about the course. You'll be able to understand everything.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Sir, is there any certification needed for AWS?
Yeah,
Admin?
definitely. So in AWS, we have almost 6 certifications now. Okay, 3 in associate level and 3 in a professional level now. Right? You can see AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate is one of the certification. Right? And after that, there is a AWS SysOps Engineer, one more certification. AWS Developer Associate, one more certification. Like this, there are 3 certifications in associate level. Okay. Then after that, we have a AWS Solution Architect Professional 1. Then another one, there is a AWS Certified DevOps Engineer. That is one more. Okay. Then AWS Security Specialist. AWS Certified Security Specialist. There is one more technology, one more certification. Like this we have. So better just go with an AWS solution architect right now.
What would be the duration to learn all these services?
Yeah, here we are going to cover almost 25 plus services. We are going to take at least 30 to 40 days.
30 to 40 days, was it?
Yeah. It's more than 30 days at least.
Right.
But what we can do now, so based on your people availability, I'll try to stretch the number of hours in a day more. Like at least we can take 2 hours or something like that.
30 days or 40 days in the sense 40 hours, I think so.
Yeah. It will go beyond that. I mean, sometimes we'll take 1.5 hours in a day in an average. Sometimes what I can do, I'll take 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. Then we can. Yeah.
Is there any customized part? Because I am into development, web services. So is there any option to learn only that subject?
It is not like that. Even not only with us, across the industry, there is no course like that as of now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So any other questions, guys?
So what is the difference in the AWS admin and development?
See,
What we are going to do?
developer, your technology won't change. Like suppose you're working on a Java, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to leave the Java. You are going to work with Java only. But this portal is different,
Okay.
right? But in addition to that, previously, you are going to request all your admins to launch a server, to modify something. That things you can do it here itself.
Okay. Fine.
That you can do it yourself if you're aware of it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. So talk to your contact point, whoever has referred for this session. So just give your feedback so that we can start quickly. Like from tomorrow also, I'm okay to start it. Okay.
Okay, fine, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks to all. So still anybody's having any question or something, just let me know. If not, let's connect tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, Srinivas, Ravi. Yeah. Fine, guys. Thank you then.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
sir,
you
fine.
so much, sir. Thanks for your valuable time.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
I'm just closing it now.
Yeah.
Thank you.